Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Nick Gray, and this here is the all-new Xiaomi Mi 11. Now, if you haven't already noticed, 2021 is off to a pretty good start as far as smartphones are concerned, with devices like the Galaxy S21 series from Samsung, and now the global launch of the Mi 11 as well. If you're not familiar with the specifications of this device, I'm going to be going over the basics here, but the focus of this video is going to be highlighting the pros and cons of this device and whether or not it's worth your hard-earned cash. But before you do that, please click the subscribe button below and the bell icon as well to get a notification for upcoming videos, including my review of the Mi 11 and camera comparisons that I'll be doing against other flagship devices. Okay, so let's jump in. Off the bat, I want to highlight the design of this phone as a big pro. Now from the front, it may look like any other slab device that's already on the market, but flip it around and you get this unique look with camera module in the top left-hand corner and also this frosted glass finish. This color here is called Horizon Blue, which shifts colors between blue and gold depending on the angle that you look at. It's really absolutely stunning when you see it in person. For my first con though, this distinction goes to Xiaomi's software. Way back in the day, I was honestly a big fan of MIUI and still love its visual aesthetic so much more than any other manufacturers and the software that they slap on their phones. But the small tweaks to Android that they've made, like not being able to swipe notifications away in both directions, being only able to do it in one, and then also an extra security scan on all of the applications that you install on this device, even when they're installed from the Google Play Store, is extremely annoying. But going back to another positive side, that has to be the phone's €750 price tag. And for the specs that you get, that's pretty unbelievable. Most people are going to want to compare it to the Galaxy S20, but really it goes head-to-head with the Galaxy S21 Plus, which does cost €300 more than this device. But that brings us to another big con, at least for those of us who live in the US. As you might have guessed, since the price point was referenced in Euro, this device here isn't available in the US market and likely won't be for the foreseeable future. While it is technically possible to import the Mi 11, that actually leads to a much higher price point, which takes away from the value that you get at $750, or €750 to be exact. But Xiaomi also has recently run into issues with the US government as well. It's not quite as bad as what Huawei is currently facing, but it's definitely not a good sign for a brand that was hoping to make inroads into the US market this year. If that doesn't affect you, let's move on to the next pro, which is the Mi 11's triple camera system on the back of the phone, which is kind of hard to miss. The 108 megapixel main sensor captures some incredibly sharp images and even performs really good in low light situations. Can record 4K video at 60 FPS, but also 8K video at 24 frames per second. You also get an ultra-wide camera on the back and also a 5 megapixel macro camera, which, unlike other macro cameras that we've seen on all of those budget-friendly devices, this one here actually performs really well. On the flip side, quite literally, is the front-facing camera's 1080p video capture resolution, which is a con definitely worth noting. With more and more people using their devices for video calling or simply wanting to record TikTok videos, 1080p is definitely unacceptable in this day and age, especially for a flagship tier device like this. Fortunately, that's really the last con on my list, so I'm going to close things out with two additional pros. The first is the phone's performance. I have to say that it is quite refreshing to see a mainstream device sporting the latest Snapdragon 888 chipset from Qualcomm at a price that's really not going to break the bank. It is still expensive, but you're not paying $1,000 here. If you haven't upgraded your device within a year or two, this thing is definitely going to blow your mind with the performance that it delivers. Coupling that with its Quad HD Plus 120Hz display, it's the perfect smartphone for mobile gaming if that's something that you're into. And the last item on my pros list is the phone's 55-watt fast charging capabilities when plugging it in, or even 50 watts when charging it wirelessly. Able to take the phone's 4,600 milliamp hour cell from 0 to 100 in 45 minutes when you plug it in, or 53 minutes if you place it on Xiaomi's proprietary wireless charger. And guess what? The 55-watt wired charger comes in the box. Imagine that. Well, that's going to do it for my pros and cons list for the Xiaomi Mi 11. While this phone is definitely far from perfect, I definitely think there are a lot more pros than cons here. Let me know what you think of this phone in the comments and whether or not you're planning on buying it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well for my upcoming review and camera comparisons. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.